Hello friends, welcome in a lecture of Dynamics of Machinery subject. Myself Mitesh Patel. I am a assistant professor in a mechanical department at a Dr. Subhash Technical Campus, Junagadh. Today's our lecture topic is a critical speed of shaft carrying a single rotor. Okay. In this lecture, we solve the examples of critical speed of shaft when shaft carrying the single rotor. So we start to solve the example. We first recall some things, basic things. So first we recall that what is the critical speed of shaft. So what is the critical speed for the shaft? When the shaft is rotated and then due to the self weight of shaft and weight of rotor which are mounted onto the shaft is vibrated during the rotating condition. If the speed of rotation of shaft is increases, the vibration is also increases due to the unbalanced forces are increases. If we gradually increases the rotational speed of shaft, then the vibration are increases and at a particular speed or particular rotational speed of shaft at that point of speed, the vibration of shaft is too much high and the amplitude of vibration of shaft is so much high. Then this particular speed rotation of shaft is called the critical speed. At this speed, the vibration of shaft is too much high, and where in that case the resonance is occurs, and means the unbalanced force frequency are matched with the natural frequency of vibration, and the vibrations amplitude are reached to too much high. So at this speed the resonance are created. This speed is called the critical speed. Okay. Now let's start to solve the example. So first example, the data is given. We see that the rotor having a mass of 6 kg, mass of rotor is given 6 kg, okay, is mounted midway on simply supported shaft of diameter 10 mm and length 400 mm. Diameter 10 mm and length 400 mm. The center of gravity of rotor is 0.02 mm away from the geometric center of rotor. Okay. The length of shaft given 400 mm, diameter of shaft is given 10 mm. So both things are converted into the meter, and 0.02 mm away from the geometric center of the rotor. What? The center of gravity of rotor. CG is away from the center of rotor. How much away? 0.02 mm. It's called the eccentricity. So small e given 0.02 mm. It's also converted into the meter. Now if the rotor rotates at a 2500 rpm, so rpm is given 2500 rpm. Find the amplitude of steady state vibration and dynamic force transmitted to the bearing. Two things we have to find out: the dynamic force transmitted to the bearing and the amplitude of steady state vibration. Okay. Here the amplitude of steady state vibration for a shaft is defined by Y. So we have to find out the Y first, and second thing, the load on the bearing. Okay. And the shaft material modulus of elasticity is given 200 gigapascal. It's converted into the unit of Newton per meter square. Okay. Now we know that how to calculate the deflection of shaft with the help of equation of omega upon omega c. Okay. What is the omega? It is the angular speed of shaft, okay, and omega c is the, what is the omega c? Circular frequency of or critical speed of shaft, okay, critical speed of shaft in form of RPM, okay. Now omega is the speed of rotation or angular speed of shaft, okay. So from the ratio of omega upon omega c, and from this equation we have to find out the steady state vibration amplitude, okay. So we have to first find out the omega and critical speed, okay. So and eccentricity is the given, so we have to find out the two value. First of all, omega is the rotational speed of shaft, here the RPM is given, so we know that how the angular velocity we have to find out. So 2 pi n upon 16 and put the value of n 2500, and we get the value of omega is at 261.79 radian per second, okay. Now omega is we find out. Now we have to find out the critical speed of shaft, omega c. Now omega c is find out with the help of under root g upon delta. So we have to find out the value of delta, that is the static deflection of simply supported shaft, which are mentioned into the data. So we know that the simply supported deflection equation, okay, what is the deflection equation is a delta is equal to W L cube upon 48 E into I. I is the mass moment of inertia, okay, of I value is defined by the shaft is circular, so pi by 64 d raised to 4. Here E, capital E is the Young modulus, and value is given in data, and W is a mg and mass is given of shaft 6 kg, sorry, mass of rotor, okay, is given a 6 kg, okay. Now the length of shaft is given 0.4 meter, okay, the all value we have and put in this equation, and we finally get the value of delta, and this delta value apply into the this equation for a critical speed of shaft, okay, and we finally get the value of critical speed of shaft omega c. This is the 110.77 radian per second, okay. Now we have to find out the value of y. So if we already find out the we find out the ratio value, then this for easy for in calculation. So first we find out the value of ratio omega upon omega c, put the both value, and ratio is the 2.363. Now in this equation put the all values, and finally we get the value of y is a negative 0.02436 mm, okay. This is the amplitude of vibration. Here the negative sign indicates that the deflection is out of phase with centrifugal force. In the other word, the deflection of shaft and eccentricity are in the same side of the geometric center of the rotor S, okay. When the omega value is greater than omega c, then the y is negative, and in this case the eccentricity E and a deflection y both are in same side, and the light side of the rotor is in outward side, so the deflection is compared to y positive value is lower in negative. Okay, and if we have to regulate the vibration of shaft, then in that particular case, when the y is negative, when omega is greater than omega c, for that case, if the value of y is increases, if omega value is increases, then the y value is also increases, vibration amplitude is increases, and if the particular if the y value is negative e reach, then the rotation vibration it's occur as a geometric center is a center point of rotation of rotor which are eccentric outside. Okay, so vibration is less. So center of gravity of rotor is work as a center of rotation for a particular this condition. Okay, so vibration is less for that condition. So when some devices are there which are really rotated at a very high RPM, 30,000 RPM, like turbines, in that case this type of arrangement of vibration are considered, or for that case is applicable for that kind of application. Okay, now second thing we have to find out the load apply onto the shaft. So two loads are applied onto the bearing. First one is the dynamic load and static load. Static load is the self weight of shaft, and dynamic load is the due to the dynamic action the load is applied. So dynamic load is defined due to the deflection of shaft. Okay, so load is defined by Ky. K is equal to load upon deflection. So load is defined by Ky. Okay, ready? So we find out the dynamic load by Ky, put the value of K and Y, and the stiffness of shaft is given (7.3631.07), and here the Y value is already we find out, and finally we get the value of omega d. Dynamic load omega d. WD. Okay. Now the static load W is equal to weight mg, self weight of shaft, the mass of shaft is a 6, and value of g 9.81, and we get the value of weight 558.86. Okay, now the total load on each bearing are summation of dynamic load and static load, but this total load are divided into the two bearing because the shaft is supported by two bearing. So the total load on shaft provided to the bearing is divided into two. Okay, so the total load is the static plus dynamic, and it's divided by two bearing. So for one bearing for the load for one bearing we find out. Okay, and that is a 30.32 Newton. Okay. Now see the next example. A rotor has mass of 12 kg and is mounted on a 24 mm diameter horizontal shaft, supported it ends by two ball bearings. Okay, a shaft is supported by two bearing. Rotor mass 12 kg, diameter of shaft is given 24 mm, convert into the meter. The bearing are 1 meter apart. The length of shaft is given 1 meter. The shaft rotated at RPM 2400 RPM. Okay, the RPM of shaft is given 2400 RPM. If the center of mass of rotor is 0.11 mm away from the geometric axis of rotor, so the eccentricity is given 0.11 mm. So convert into the meter by multiplying 10 raised to minus 3. Okay, so due to the manufacturing defect, this happens, eccentricity. The eccentricity of CG from the geometric center is happens due to the many defects, such like if rotor is made from the casting method, then the porosities are there, so the CG is deflect from the geometric center of rotor. If the one section of rotor is thin and one section is slightly higher or thicker, then in that also case the CG is deflect from the original geometrical center of rotor. So some mistakes due to some mistakes, the eccentricities are generated between the geometric center and the CG of rotor. Okay, now what we have to find out, find the amplitude of steady state vibration Y. And dynamic force transmitted to the bearing. Similarly, we have to find out the Y and the force transmitted to the bearing. The modulus of elasticity, E is given, capital E is given. So we know that now to find out the Y, we have equations, and for that equation we have to find out the value of omega, rotational velocity of shaft omega, and critical speed of shaft omega c. So first omega is find out with the help of 2 pi n upon 60, and we put the value of n 2400, and finally we get the value of omega 251.32 radian per second. Okay, now we know that omega c is find out with the help of under root k upon m or g upon delta. Okay, we directly use the equation g upon delta, or otherwise we can consider the k upon m, or k is equal to nothing but omega upon delta, w upon delta, weight upon delta, static deflection due to the force, this is the force, and k we have to find out. Here the w is mentioned by the mg, means the weight by mentioned by mg. So if you put the value of k upon m, it's mg upon delta upon m. So m is cancelled and already g upon delta is there. So you can directly use the equation under root g upon delta, but in the last example also k value is we have to find out. So we go through that also equation under root k upon m. Okay, so we know that the stiffness of shaft is equal to force upon deflection. Here static deflection is there, so self height of rotor or shaft, so it's mg, mass is given 12 kg, and the g is a 9.81, delta is given. Okay, delta we have to find out first, and the delta we find out with the help of equation of static deflection of beam. The shaft is considered as a simply supported with the two bearing is a support, simply support, and for that case simply supported beam deflection equation is the WL cube upon 48 EI, and put the value of E, and I is a circular shaft is a pi by 64 d raised to 4, okay, and W is a mg. Now put the all value of elements, and finally we get the value of delta, and this value of delta is applied into the equation of stiffness K, and finally we got the stiffness of shaft. Okay, now put the value of stiffness of shaft, and we finally get the value of critical speed of shaft omega c, and this is the 114.14 radian per second. Now take the value of ratio omega upon omega c for the easy of calculation, and finally put the value of all element in the equation of amplitude y, and finally we get the value of y is a negative 0.1385, okay, 1385 mm. Okay, so here also the sign is negative, which is indicate that the lighter side of the rotor is outside, means the eccentricity E and deflection Y are in same side. Okay, so for that case the vibration is light, okay, and omega is greater than omega c, and we can see that from that. For that case the value of y is negative, and the light side of the rotor is inward to the outward side is a light side of the rotor, so the vibration is less compared to omega value is greater than omega value is less than the omega c. In that case the heavy side of the rotor is outside, but for a negative value omega is greater than omega c. For that case the value is negative and the lighter side is outward, so the vibration is less. Okay, so this condition is generally used for the shaft when design the shaft, and RPM and which condition the shaft have to rotate. So for that particular speed we find out the amplitude, and according to that we have to select the length of shaft. Okay, I hope that you very well understand how to find the amplitude. Okay, and now we know that we have to find out the value of load apply onto the bearing. It's a dynamic load WD, and the weight W, static load weight of mg, means the weight of rotor or shaft. Okay, dynamic load is generated due to the deflection of shaft, and deflection load is defined by Ky, and y we already find out. Okay, and K is already find out by W upon delta. Okay, so put the both value in this equation and find the value of the dynamic load is a 21.66 Newton, and static weight or static load is 117.72 Newton. The net or total dynamic or total load on each bearing for a horizontal shaft is total load divided by 2, because the bearing is 2, so the total load W plus WD is divided in 2 bearing, so it's divided by 2. Okay, well this case is apply for the horizontal shaft. If the shaft is vertical, then it's not divided on 2. Okay, for in the case of horizontal. total load is divided by 2. Okay, and put the value of both load 21 and 170 divided by 2, and finally we get the value of load on single bearing is a 69.69 Newton. Okay, friends, thank you for listening the lecture, and I hope that you very well understand the critical speed of shaft and how to solve the example of critical speed of shaft. Okay.
नहीं कर पा रहे हो ना पार। अब पता लगा अचानक से 1300 कैसे पहुंच गया था वो।